Hello everyone, this is Freaky Orange Head and I'm going to try and teach you a little bit about the basics of PMX Editor, PMD Editor, and a little bit about MMD. Not really much though. I am not claiming to be an expert on this. This is just what I have learned and my experience, and to be honest, I probably won't be able to answer many questions, but you can try, if you have any, you can try posting them into the comments section, and if I can't answer them, hopefully someone can. Please don't judge me too harshly. Like I said, I'm not an expert at this. I am a little over beginner status here, and I don't even know half the stuff I'm doing sometimes. So, without further ado, I'm going to show you the basics, at least must-haves for PMX/PMD editor to work. Now, some of the basic programs you will need to have for you to be successful at this will be Miku Miku Dance, of course, which I will post a link to the download page in the description, which the download page looks like this. And I haven't actually downloaded it in so long, to the point that I don't necessarily remember which one it is. But I want to say you will be downloading this one right over here, 1.4, whatever that is, version, and then that link right there. That's me guessing. I'm not entirely sure. You may want to look up another video for download hints, because I downloaded it years ago. I don't remember exactly. So that will be how you get Miku Miku Dance. Another thing you're going to need is 7-zip. This will help you unzip models, model parts, model whatevers. It helps you unzip things. Again, this will also be in the description, even though it's fairly easy to see right over here. And it'll be, depending on what you have, it'll be like one of these, I think. Whatever. It all depends on your computer for this one. Last but not least, you'll need PMD Editor / PMX Editor, which I actually don't know where I got mine. So I will be adding a link to MediaFire of the one I use. I don't credit to who's ever actually originally did the download. I have no clue where I got it from. Again, it was another thing that I downloaded so long ago that I don't remember. I didn't save the link, and I seriously don't remember where. But I will be posting the link to the MediaFire file for you to download yourself. Before I get any farther, I just want to say one thing that really helps me out with models and stuff would be MMD Mall on DeviantArt. There are many groups and creators that have so many pieces and parts for download, but this group is one of my favorites. It's very well organized. I think it's fairly easy to understand where to get what. I mean, you got your bases, you got your hair, you got all of this stuff, and it comes in handy. Now, instead of I don't even know what I was about to say. Sorry, it's a sunny day and I'm worried I'm going to get sunburned just sitting here. Okay, so first off, one of the things I would recommend doing is getting a folder to have all of your stuff in. This would be mine. It's nicely labeled PMX shit, and I have easy access to accessories, bases, dresses, and I just have all my pieces in here. For some of these, they have subfolders like female bases, male bases, heads, stuff like that. Stuff that hasn't been put in those things yet. So So I would recommend doing that first because organization can be key, because a lot of the times you're downloading things and it's numbers, it doesn't even say what it is, it's in other languages. Sometimes it can be hard to keep up with what you download for pieces. So, to start this off, you would want to take those downloads and unzip them. 7-zip after downloading will look a lot like this, and you're gonna have to find where you downloaded it. You're going to find the file itself should be either a zip file or a RAR file, depending on what you have. Like, say you download a hair and it's in a RAR file. Say you download this program, I know it's in a zip file, and you hit extract up here. Now, this is just going to say where it extracts to. So this, it says it's going to extract to downloads, and it's going to make its own folder. Really, I don't mess with any of this unless there's a password. You type in the password. Not many people put passwords on this, just because that can be fairly complicated to do. If you're going to find a password, you're most likely going to find it before downloading it. And then you would hit OK, and it would start extracting the files, and it's much faster than if you have your computer extract it. Plus, it extracts RAR files, which I do not believe computers do extract RAR files on their own. I'm not going to extract it right now because I already have it extracted, but that's a little how to extract. When you load PMX Editor up, it's going to look kind of like this. It's going to be one window. It's going to be one window that is like a different language, and you're not going to be able to read it. And then another window which right now has nothing on it because I haven't loaded anything up. So let's load something up on this. I'm not going to load a model up. Everyone else finds their different ways to do stuff like this. By the way, this is just my own organization of it. Let's say we're going to do a dress of some sort. I'm not going to do that dress. I literally just downloaded this, so let's play with this a little bit. So I have no clue what just popped up. Move that over. Okay, sorry. So I would drag and drop this into here. And this bullet point would be to open something. This bullet point would be to add to something. Now, in this case, we're just opening something to mess with it. Okay, so in PMD view, it'll show what you just loaded up. Now, one of the things up here is for selecting, you're going to have to drag and drop that. And you're going to need a couple extra windows open up to actually mess with this to full extent. The fourth little button over here on this side, if you can see my mouse, the fourth one, 1, 2, 3, 4, opens up the manipulation thing. And I believe it's the third one. Yes, it's the third one. Opens up the selection tool. Before you can even mess with these, because you're going to need these, you need to click this, and these will now be usable. Now, what's so cool about these is this makes you be able to select certain parts. Like that's the skirt. That's little metal clips and accessories, buckles and all that. And this would be like the top, and so on. So that would be, but that's how you select certain parts. But that is only the skin of it, I like to say. So let's say we select these all, you can select the entire skin of it. Now, a lot of people just stop there as they adjust the skin and fit it to the model. And this would be all well and good if the world didn't include physics. One thing about many models is that you need to be able to move physics with the dress, because if the physics are in another area of the dress and the dress is just completely different from where the physics are, it will not look good. I assure you, you load up the model and it would look scary. So one thing you need to do is you need to click all of these to make sure you can move your dress without issue. Now, right now when you see your dress, it's a little crazy. You can't tell what it's going to look like. So if you open the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the 8th button over here, you have a sub view which will not show the bones, it will not show the physics, it will not show the joints, and you can see what you're doing. Now, right now, you may not understand what I'm talking about, but I assure you, once you have a model, base loaded up and everything, and you're actually putting stuff together, this comes in handy. Once you have all those downloaded, you can literally click everything. Now, when I mean everything, you'll be clicking the skin, which would be the dress itself, as you can see. Physics, which are these big little bubble type things. Bones, which are these little blue dots and lines. And joints, which are these yellow boxes. So you're going to want to be able to move all of those with your garment. Now I selected this all. What I'm simply going to do is I'm simply going to play around with it and show you what these buttons mean. Now, these buttons are pretty simple. X would be meaning you're moving it side to side on the horizontal axis. That's very easy. Just side to side, nothing's changing. It's just moving a little to the left or a little to the right. Y is on the vertical axis is rising or lowering it. So it's either going up or down, not changing it at all. Z would be making it forward or backwards. Very simple, very easy. Y would be turning it. Now these confuse me. This second row confuses me a little bit sometimes. Y would be turning it around as if clockwise or counterclockwise. Rotating it counterclockwise or clockwise. X would be like rotating it forward or backwards. And by the way, you have to click and drag for this to work. So, like, say she's upside down, you'd put X all the way to the opposite side. Control Z is an undo button if you are unaware of that, by the way. I use Control Z a lot. And finally, Z would be rotating it. Oh wait, this would technically be clockwise and counterclockwise. Whoops. But yeah, at an angle. Now, this last row is actually the row I use the most. X would be transforming the garment to be like skinnier or wider. So like there's your super skinny dress. There's your super wide dress. Whoa, that was a little super wide. There's your super wide dress. Y would make it taller or shorter. And Z, it might not appear like much is happening, but if you, let's put it out a bit. Oh God. Be careful, this thing can be sensitive. If you mess with it, it makes it, oh my God. It makes it either push forward more or go in more. So you could either have a flat dress or a very three-dimensional dress. So those are the basics of these, and these are what I use more often than anything. So let me just put this back to where it was. Okay, back to its original design. So messing with that, we're going to load up a model and show how this actually like works. But first, I'm going to move this back because I always, whenever I open a new garment, I always move it back a bit on the Z-axis so that when I'm manipulating it, I can manipulate its bones, its physics, and its joints at once. Because otherwise it's hard to collect its specific bones and joints over a base's specific bones and joints. So this these buttons here are this would be a new opening a new one. This would be opening one you've used before, another file. This would be save as. This would be just save. I have no clue what these are. Actually, I don't know what these are down, to be honest. But these four, you should at least know what these four mean. So I'm going to save it real quick. It still went to save as, which is fine. So those are the basics in PMD view. And this little thing right here, whoa, I made it big. This would be the name of your model and the description of your model. Now I'm not going to change that because it's not necessarily mine to change. Now the only other thing I use over here would be the fourth button over here. And that would be to edit textures and colors and all that, which I'll show in a different video. Okay, so I am going to open up a base and then a dress and show you kind of why these are kind of important. Why these buttons are kind of important. So I'm not going to use that base because that's actually a very creepy base. Here, TDA Miku. Nice, easy base. I'm just making all sorts of mistakes right now. Okay, TDA Miku. She's open right now. And I'm going to show you why you're going to want to be able to adjust these. I'm sorry if I'm horrible at explaining this. I am literally trying my best right now. Here's the rockabilly dress that I was just playing with. And click over here, click to add it instead of make a new. And there it is. Now, it turned out all white over here because I didn't move its textures over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, hold down shift. These are the pieces of the dress. I can just tell they're the pieces of the dress. But I'm going to hold shift, click 0, hold shift, click 4, and it'll select all of these. And I'm going to give them a color so I can see them as opposed to the model, as you can see over here, which I just changed. These will change colors, and yeah, just colors. So now that I can actually see my dress, I am going to come over here, unselect those, select my pieces of dress, which sometimes if you can't tell exactly, like say I don't know, maybe this is part of the dress, if you're not sure, just like click it, drag over, see, oh my god, what just happened? Click and drag and see what that's a piece of the hair. So I know that's not the dress. I actually know these are the dress. So after I've done that, I select the pieces of the dress and make sure I don't get the model involved, because if I get the model involved, it might not look like it, but I just selected all of her physics and bones, and if I go to move it, I will also move all of her physics and bones. Not fun. So I select only the dresses parts, physics, bones, and all, and open sub view so I can see what I'm doing here. And I'll use Z to make it go forward. But obviously, whoops, careful, this thing is really sensitive. Also, that's partially my mouse is really weird. It likes to mess with me. So get a good mouse. Don't be like me. So, inching it closer. Make your mouse not be a little asshole. And as you put it over the model, it doesn't fit. So, without clicking either of these windows, I'm going to click Y to lower it so that it's the same, so it's down. I like to keep the boobs in line. It's got to go back a little bit. By the way, to rotate the camera on sub view, you have to right click on the window and it'll rotate. That way you can see it from multiple angles. And looking at that, that doesn't look quite right. That looks a little too tall and a little too skinny. Let's deal with the tall thing first. So we're going to use the Y on the third row, and we're going to make it smaller. Bring it up. And that seems a lot more like reasonable height. Now, it looks a little too far on the Z side. So we're going to make this a little thinner on the Z side. And we're going to make this a little thinner on the X side. Now that looks like it fits a lot better. Now I'm going to save this as Miku Base 2A. Another thing is, while you're making a model, I always recommend keeping multiple models every save as a new model, because otherwise, if you make too many changes at once and you save it and it doesn't work right, you might have to go back from the beginning. So I'm going to load a model. I'm going to load this model, which is in my PM. Okay, it's going to take a little while to go. To load this model, I'd be going over here, which is female TDA Miku, base 2A. Open it up, turn on physics, make sure physics is working, add a motion to make sure she doesn't glitch anywhere, which I'll do a simple, we're gonna put in pon pon pon. Easy, everyone knows it motion. And play and make sure she's not glitching everywhere. Which she looks like she isn't really glitching other than some skin showing through, but I will show you how to edit that and make it look better in another video. So those are kind of the basics right now. And come back soon, I guess. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I will be doing more basic PMD editor, PMX editor videos. All the links needed will be in the description. And have a good day and don't get a sunburn. That's it.